Okay, so I love stoking the ire of Alabama fans. Okay, like Nick Saban, he's a good Catholic guy. He goes to morning mass, and I like him. Not only because he's Catholic, but I like his system. And he's a formula guy. He's like he creates a system, and his job then is to get his players to fall in love with the system, right? If I get my players to fall in love with the system and then have them operate the system, which is working hard in practice, et cetera, whatever his system is, his formula, then they're always competing for the national championship. Bill Belichick, he doesn't talk about this as much. He's very quiet about, but his system is his system. He's been able to plug in Mac Jones, an Alabama quarterback, into his system. That's why I think he's successful, because he's created a system that's perfect for that quarterback from Alabama. And so we do have a formula, we do have a system, but it really, I want to come at it differently. Like, I don't want to tell you what it is, but it really comes out of asking yourself questions, right? So let's start out with the typical who, what, where, why, how, etc. So let's take the sales system sales formula. Who am I selling to? Okay. So this has a lot of multiple questions that can be answered here. Who am I selling to? Am I selling to seniors looking for final expense? Am I selling to people that just got a mortgage for mortgage protection? Am I selling to people looking for retirement planning, needing tax-free retirement? Who am I selling to, right? Okay, you got to decide who you're selling to, and then let's go with that. The other thing about who am I selling to is who am I selling to on a weekly basis, which indicates leads, right? So there's like the type of client, what they're looking for, right? And then leads. Am I getting enough of those people in front of me that I can call and create business, right? So that's the question, who am I selling to? Where am I selling? Okay, so this is a decision you need to make for yourself. I'm not going to tell you one way or the other. I'm going to tell you the consequences of how you or where you do it. What I mean by this is telesale or in-home or both. Okay, so you got to be committed to learning the skills that will help you create success in one or both. Okay, I find agents are in purgatory. In the purgatory, I know, read Maccabees. I don't believe in purgatory, Alex. Well, you conveniently took Maccabees out of the Bible, so you don't have to talk about purgatory. Here we go, Alex. Alex is poking at these Alabama fans, anti-Catholic Alabama fans again. Telesale and in-home. The worst situation you be in is you not even answering the question. You've got to answer this question. Commit to one, commit to both. But you got to learn the skills in both. Telesales is harder. It's about, I give you my opinion, I think it's twice as hard as in-home. I personally believe it's twice as hard to learn as it is in-home. Because the biggest learning curve in telesales is bonding rapport with someone who doesn't see you. Okay, or they might see you on the internet. I'm talking phone sales here. It could be internet sales where they can see you, but I'll tell you what, man, bond rapport and trust building is way harder here. It takes a lot more follow-up to make sales because you're going to only have like a 25, 30% close rate, whereas in home, you're at least going to have 55 to 75%. You got to follow up hard. You got to keep in touch with them every 2-3 days to close that sale later. And maybe you can get your closing to 50% if you do the follow-up. But most agents are lazy. They don't want to do the work because they want a telesales to be easy. It is harder, but it is a learnable skill. But you're going to spend more leads learning this than in home. Okay, that's just the reality, man. Like, so, wake up, smell the coffee, right? So where am I selling? Number 3. What am I selling? Okay, so this is, you got to understand the lead you're selling to. You got to be good at asking questions. You got to be good at underwriting to figure out what you're going to sell them. So you got to have product knowledge. Here's where people get off the tracks, is they think they got to know all the products. It's like, man, come on, let's make it simple for you. And let's just do a good whole life company, a good term company, simplified issue term company, a good guaranteed issue company. In my opinion, if you've got those 3 products covered, you're going to cover about, I'm going to say 90% of the situations you run into just with those companies, right? And we've got that new underwriting tool that will help with figuring out, what those companies are going to take. So what I would do is I would just focus on 3 products. Right now, I think it's CFG, CFG, because these are telesale friendly companies. So CFG, because they're telesale friendly, and I like, the Safe Shield term. I am a fan of CVS for whole life. Okay, so let's just say this is term. CVS is super easy because it's also telesale friendly. Great Western Insurance Company for guaranteed issue whole life. And Sons of Norway, they're also super easy. They're telesale friendly. And that's, might as well just focus on the companies that are telesale friendly. So if you're in the home, it's going to be easy in the home. But it's hard to teach you a bunch of products. So here's like the in-home products, and this is the telesale products. It's like, man, let's just make it easy. So in my opinion, let's just focus on the easy companies to learn. And it's less about price shopping and it's more about underwriting. So anyway, what am I selling? You have to learn what you're selling, but I would focus simply on just a few products right now, unless you're an insurance veteran. Then, this underwriting tool that we have, that $15 a month tool, is going to really help you get there. So we got the who, where, what, when am I selling? This is your schedule, man. Okay, so the funny thing about being an independent, 100% commission life insurance agent is that you are in business for yourself. You are your own boss. You're the one that decides when to work and when not to work, when to get a raise and when to take off for vacation. Okay. But you got to treat this like a job. You are your own boss. Like, if you perform the way you're performing now, as a boss, would you fire you because you weren't working? You know what I mean? There's this, so there's schedule where you are going to be on the phones. What's amazing is how phone time translates to income. Time on the phone translates to income, whether it's telesale or in-home appointment. Because in-home appointment, you got to be on the phone booking those appointments. The time you're spending on the phone to book appointments, your time you're spending on the phone to book or sell on telesales is your determinant of income that you make. I used to be in executive recruiting, and they used to track our connect time. So we would have headsets and the computer system would track our connect time talking to clients. And if we had a good 6 hours of connect time out of an 8-hour day, like pure connect time, actually it's 4 to 6 hours, you're easily 6-figure income on 100% commission in the recruiting business. It always translates income. The people that were always trying to get ready, they were like him and Han, they were researching companies, and they should have done that off time and then just dial, then you'd have more time on the phone, but they would dilly-dally and whatever, So do you have a schedule that you're going to adhere to? You need to be a slave to your schedule. You need to be a slave to your schedule. If it's on your schedule, you better do it. I always treated my schedule as a thing that I live my life by, because I have my God time in there, I got my family time in there, and I got my work time in there. It's all scheduled. And then I execute. So one thing you're going to hear, a theme of our coaching is going to be executing the game plan, evaluating from week to week, how am I doing on all these things? So I'm a big fan of, it's called Time Squared. This is from Janice. This is where you clock in and clock out the time that you're spending. This tracks as a time tracker. I've already mentioned this to a lot of you that I've been coaching, is you need to be realistic. Again, the 11th commandment, thou shalt not fool with thyself. You need to track your time. If you're not willing to track your time, how can I help you? Because clearly, and being honest with your time, that your time is not researching product. Your time isn't, unless you're selling a client and the client's on the phone. That's part of your time. But there's only two productive activities: booking appointments and selling. Okay? If you're researching product to sell a client, that's one thing. That's productive. If you're researching product because you have a stack of leads and you're going through every lead to see what product might they'd be good for because of their age and type of lead, it's like, dude, why are you doing that? You haven't even called them up. You don't even know if that person is going to be a person you're going to be talking to. It's like, cracks me up how some of y'all will go through every lead and then you start doing rates. You start calculating rates for these people that you haven't gotten a hold of. I'm going, oh my God. You need to know when you're selling. You need to track when you're selling. Okay. Number 5. Is how am I selling? This comes down to what is a duplicated process to get success, right? This is the sales system. Now, I'm all about the Sandler submarine. Okay. And eventually I want you to learn the process of taking a client from one end of wondering if they should do business with you to, yes, I need to do business with you because I want to take care of my family. And it's not convincing someone who isn't convincing everyone you sit down to close. It's not convincing, but taking someone who's open through the process that will close, that will buy. Part of our system is getting rid of the people you're going to waste your time with and filtering in the people that are going to buy if you take them down the road, right? Bond and rapport, pain finding, upfront contract where they know what the whole process is about. We can get it into their budget. They commit to the decision-making process that we're going to write an app and help them out, get them covered, right? That's the whole Sandler system. So what you're going to find in our not boot camp, but our new agent orientation is I've even made that simpler. Okay, new people are going to learn the final expense sale. If you've seen that video that I did back in 2020, actually during the pandemic, the beginning of the pandemic, it's the video on, and I reissued the video with the referral system in it on the final expense sale made simple, because a lot of our leads are final expense leads, happen to be final expense leads now, right? The great thing about that particular video is that can be done telesales or in-home. It's very intuitive. It's real simple, right? You don't really need the ATM to do that system. You can just do it right now. As long as you got to learn it, right? So the submarine system comes later, more in advanced sales. I'm just trying to get you to get in front of a client. So I've decided not to teach the entire submarine system up front. But this is important on how you're selling. Are you getting the results you need to get in order to be viable, in order to be profitable? Are you developing the skill set, whether it's telesales or in home? This is mega important. And like I said, the telesale is twice as hard as the in-home, but you can do it if you're willing to get coached and willing to spend the money, because it's going to cost you money to learn it, but you've got to be willing and committed to do that, okay? These are the 5 questions. Alex, how about the why? Yep, exactly. Why are you doing this business? Why? Right? Why are you doing the business? It starts there. If you don't know why you're doing it, well, you're doing it to make money. Okay, I can help you do that. But I'm going to ask you again, why do you need to make money? Well, I need to blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Okay. I need to cover my bills. Great. Let's get you there. You got to come up with that thing that, come hell or high water, do or die, going through all this is worth you doing this. This is what you have to decide in your mind. And gang, it doesn't have to be owning a house in Florida, or your second home's in Florida, so you can spend 6 months out of the year in Florida where it's warm, and then come back to Ohio. It's, it doesn't have to be that. If it is, great. If it isn't, great. It doesn't matter. It's what will get you out of bed to go through the work of doing this, going through the frustrations of the learning curve. See, because when you understand that it's going to be hard, because nothing worth anything is easy, right? Can we just make that assumption right now, that anything worthwhile is not going to be easy? Marriage is not easy. It's hard to stay married for 31 years, right? But I'd rather do that than anything else, because I love my wife, right? I made a commitment. Commitment is blood, right? Are you committed? Are you committed to a why that's blood commitment, that you're going to, whatever happens, I will die before I not accomplish what I want to accomplish with this business, right? You know, look, it can be whatever it needs to be for you to get you to be focused in this. All right. But the other thing about why is, what is about the why that will keep you from these? So I'm going to put the why up here. Okay. Because the things that take you off of this, what takes you off your game here, right? Let me list them. The things that take you, okay, so let me give you Satan's tools. Satan's tools. So this becomes a righteous endeavor for you, that God, if you don't work, you don't eat. And God says, I led you to Alex, I led you to the alliance because I want you to do the business, because I think it will help you support your family. It'll help you tithe and offer to my people. It will help you affect other lives in a positive way. I will bless you because I showed you an opportunity to be able to work to feed your family, to work to eat, right? To have a life, to impact others, to be a positive influence on your clients, and if you're building an agency, on your agents, right? So here are the tools that Satan throws your way to slow you down, so, and I'm not going to ask forgiveness for talking about Satan's tools, but let's make it clear that these are coming from the enemy. So when you feel like BMCing, okay? Bitch, moan, complain. When you spend your energy bitching, moaning, and complaining, that's not good for anybody. Worse, it's worse for you than anyone else. It's worse for your family. When you spend energy and time bitching, moaning, and complaining, yeah, everything can improve. I could find 10 things about anything you tell me that could improve. But do I have power to improve it? I don't. So why am I going to bitch, moan, and complain about something I don't have any control over? Trust me. And there's a lot of stuff in the alliance that I don't complain about that drive me crazy, but I don't spend energy on bitching, moaning, complaining about those. In fact, sometimes Andy's mad because he doesn't hear about stuff. And it's like, I'm not going to tell him because I'm going to assume I can't control it. I can't fix it. I'm going to find all kinds of ways around it. I'm going to find a solution. And it's the solution that is not going to have to change something that's going to be hard to change. I'm going to do a quicker fix that I can get productive and moving forward right away, right? Here's the other one that Satan throws your way to hold you back. Regret, man. Regret is something that will suck your life out of you, will suck your dream dry. And regret is about the past. It's like, man, there are a lot of things that I could regret if I looked at it as something that screwed me up. But if I look at things in the past as the things that God put in front of me to learn from, even though I made a mistake, I don't have a regret about those mistakes. I am grateful that God taught me from those mistakes. Does that make sense? I reframe it so it doesn't become regret. It's like gratitude that, man, I really learned now why I should make those decisions, why I should do that, because it's not getting me anywhere, right? Part of this also, well, perceived limitations. One of the worst things that you can do, that I can do, is automatically assume that I have limitations that I can't overcome. That's one thing that the major functions like National Conference and our leadership in our family reunion in the summertime, which will probably be in Las Vegas, probably, is that, you know, what the power of those conferences is getting rid of your perceived limitations and to understand that if other people have overcome whatever those limitations are, you can too. That's the thing, is being able to understand that other people have done what it is you want to do and they've overcome your thing. And I'm not going to say it's other people's things are worse than others. Everyone has their thing that they're dealing with. And everyone in the alliance have figured out how to overcome it. I don't care if it's blindness, you're disabled, you're emotionally disabled, you're fearful of the Omicron, right? Or you're fearful about, it's like, dude, come on, man. Those are perceived limitations. This is another thing that Satan puts in your way to like slow you down. You need to get around people that have overcome these limitations. That's why you got to get out of your mother's basement eating popcorn, cruising the internet, and get out into the sun of getting around other people that are overcoming their perceived limitations and creating new breakthroughs in their lives. You all have breakthroughs that are ready to happen. You all have them, right? They happen because you've gotten rid of a perceived limitation and gone way past it, right? Perceived limitations, that's another way that Satan screws with your mind. And then ultimately, is you allowing distractions to overtake you. Distractions are distractions when you let it become a distraction. It is a choice. That's why when I started out, I said, have you decided how you're going to react to distractions that you know are going to come your way, right? Have you decided how you're going to react when your mom calls you and asks you, is that thing working yet? Have you decided how you're going to react to your family putting you down? Have you decided how you're going to react when all your commissions this week got sucked up by chargebacks? Not very good feeling, but have you decided how you're going to react? Because it's going to happen. I can coach you on how to make that happen less often, if not at all, right? But it's another thing I can coach you on. But how are you going to react to it? Are you going to like quit and think, Well, God's telling me I shouldn't be in the business. No, it isn't, man. Satan is giving you a distraction, take you off your game, in my opinion, right? Have you decided how you're going to treat these things that are going to come your way? There's a bunch of them. You can list them out. And that's what I would do. Like, what are the major things that are holding you back that you are perceiving? I'd list them out. And then on this side, and then how am I going to react? What's my reaction? Okay. It's okay to feel the initial reaction. Your feelings are valid. How you react to them. So you're going to have feeling, you're going to have what it's going to feel like, and then how are you going to react? Decide your reaction, knowing how you're going to feel, so that you can shortchange the time. You can like spend your time feeling, and then I'm going to react this way. I'm going to coach with Alex. I'm going to give him a call right away when I'm feeling like this, so he can get my mind right. I get those calls all the time, right? List them out. When your ex-spouse gives you a call and puts you in some kind of way, you know how you're going to feel. How are you going to react to it? Is it going to ruin your day like it has every time that he or she has called you? Is it going to ruin your day where you do nothing? You're useless, right? If you already know that that's going to happen, decide how you're going to react. Well, I'm going to not let that so-and-so control what I do to change my life. Know how you're going to react, and then react the way that you said you're going to react. Make your decisions in advance. When you make $500 and booked only 3 appointments, I know how I'm going to feel, how I'm going to react. I'm going to get more coaching. I'm going to get better leads. I'm going to quit beating up the same leads that I've had for the last 90 days. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how it feels. How are you going to react? I don't have enough money for leads. Perceived limitation. Let's call Alex to see what I can do. There's always a solution. I'm pretty resourceful. I've seen most things, but I've not seen it all. Anyway. So, gang, this is all well within your power. Again, it starts with knowing where you are, knowing where you want to go, and then looking at the formula of a system. And once we answer all these questions for you, who am I going to sell to? Where am I selling? What am I selling? When am I selling? How am I selling? And then why am I selling? Once you answer all those, I can help you create your system for you, a customized system that will help you get to the next tree next week. And then that from tree, you get to the next peak. And from that peak, the following, we get to the next mountain. And from that mountain, we move on to the next valley. And we got, do you see? And then we keep marching towards the goal. We triangulate again, and then reorient, and then go for it. Does that make sense, gang? All things I wish I was part of the heir to that family. Okay, so I'm open up for questions. Anyone have any questions? Okay, well, I did kind of co-opt this whole thing. Okay, let me close this out with, you've heard laced in here the importance of getting around people. You have to get around people, not me. Like when you come to functions, it's great hanging around. I'll give you a hug, and you hear me all the time. You have access to me all the time, but you don't have access to all the great leaders in the Alliance, okay? You need to go to get around them. You need to go to record them on MP3 recorder, how they answer objections, all the stuff you're dealing with. You need to go to a conference, you need to get at NatCon, January 20th to the 23rd. You need to be there, right? I'm just telling you with everything in me. And you need to figure out, we need to help you. Well, we'll hook you up with someone to drive with that's driving from where your area. We'll try to find, if you need a roommate to share room costs, we'll find someone to share a room with. A ticket, we'll try to find you a ticket. We'll try to find you a cheaper ticket that someone's trying to unload, okay? We're gonna help you, but you need to make a decision to come out, come hell or high water, because your dream, your goal is important enough that you're gonna invest in yourself to come out, right? Now, some of you have already told me why you can't be there, okay? And I understand. Look, I always understand why you can't be there. You're probably able to listen to the live stream, and all those are legit. I'm not saying those are not legit, okay? You can watch the live stream, but you're only gonna get only so much. Live stream during NatCon is one of the worst live streams because it's not going to be as specific, because there are breakout sessions, there are other rooms that you need to be in to listen to that are not going to be live streamed. And there's the award banquet Saturday night. I mean, you just need to be there. You need to get around the people. I'm telling you, man, with everything in me, I am just begging you, let's figure out a way to get there. Okay. All right, man, let's rock and roll. Like Don says, you need to go to work. So that's what you need to do from here is let's get on the phones. Let's get some leads in your hand. Let's do something. Okay. So God bless everybody. Thanks for being on here. I appreciate it.